So Kelsey Mitchell was either the Fever's best or second best player last season, and she's tweeted something very cryptic that a lot of people are taking as she's done with the Fever. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I think the odds of Kelsey Mitchell staying with the Fever are in the 80 to 90% range.
Kelsey Mitchell just posted 3 words that can blow up an entire franchise. Eyes open, mouth closed. And within minutes, Fever fans were doing the off-season thing, connecting dots, refreshing timelines, and asking the scariest question: is she leaving Indiana?
Looked like Kelsey Mitchell was forced to respond after a cryptic tweet is pretty much making headlines, but this time it's involving some social media drama. Now, if you guys don't know, Kelsey Mitchell really don't be on social media like that. She don't tweet. I don't believe she got a podcast. She kind of just stay out the way and play basketball. It's very similar to Caitlin Clark. Now, many people were saying a tweet that she put out is sparking rumors in regards to her future in Indiana.
But here's what matters. Caitlin Clark saw it too, and her reaction didn't look like panic. It looked like certainty. Because when Kelsey dropped that cryptic message, Caitlin jumped into the comments and backed her teammate in public. She wrote, "Let's go kill Kels," as in, kill it. That's not a goodbye, that's go dominate.
On Tuesday, Mitchell shared several photos of herself in the New Jersey as she teased her upcoming appearance. Eyes open, mouth closed, Mitchell wrote in the caption of her post. Clark showed support for Mitchell by commenting on the post. She wrote, "Let's go Kels."
So what is Kelsey Mitchell really doing? And why does Caitlin's reaction tell you more than the post ever did? Kelsey's post was classic Mitchell, vague, stylish, and just mysterious enough to set the whole league on fire. Fans read, "Eyes open, mouth closed," like a warning, like she'd seen something behind the scenes, like a trade request was coming next. And the timing is what made it feel so serious.
All right. The GOAT, CC Caitlin Clark, had some things to say. Obviously, we saw the cryptic message Kelsey Mitchell put out there. Kelsey, you gotta stop doing the cryptic messages, bro. You know it's gonna stir the pot, girl. Come on now, Kelsey. I don't believe Kelsey is going anywhere. She is gonna be an Indiana Fever.
Mitchell teased her next appearance with a New Jersey reference, dropped the caption, and left it there. No explanation. No, can't wait. No, see you soon. Just a message that sounded like, I know something you don't. That's why the rumors hit so hard. And if you're an Indiana fan, the fear makes sense. Mitchell isn't a random piece. She's a core scorer. When the Fever need a bucket in the ugliest moments, Mitchell is the player who can create one. So the idea of her leaving, even for a second, feels like the roof shaking.
Kelsey Mitchell has had a season where she carried the Indiana Fever. She literally played. She played until her body. I've never seen a person body give up on them like Kelsey Mitchell did, because she played literally till the wheels fell off. Kelsey Mitchell has had one of the best individual seasons for an Indiana Fever player since, to me, like, if you include the playoffs and the shit she did in the playoffs, she has had arguably the best individual season a Fever has had since Tamika Catchings, and that includes Caitlin Clark's rookie season.
But then Caitlin reacts, and the temperature changes instantly. If your teammate is actually about to dip, you don't hype them up publicly. You either stay quiet, or you keep it soft. Caitlin didn't do that. She went straight to confidence. That's why her comment matters. And that's where the real story starts. Because new team didn't mean what everyone assumed. Kelsey Mitchell isn't announcing a WNBA departure. She's not joining a rival franchise. She's joining a new team in Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 off-season league that's quickly becoming a major talking point in women's basketball. That's the twist. The post was real, the move was real, but the panic was aimed at the wrong target. Instead of Mitchell leaving Indiana, it's Mitchell adding reps. According to the announcement details, Mitchell is set to suit up for Hive BC, one of the new clubs in the next unrivaled season. The roster around her is built for this format, players who can run, space, and make fast reads when there's nowhere to hide. The coaching piece is telling too. Hive BC is set to be coached by Chicago Sky assistant Reina Wakama, which signals this isn't a casual run. It's organized, structured, and competitive. Unrivaled's next season is set to begin January 5th. That matters because players are locking in their off-season plans early, and they're choosing competition over comfort. So when Caitlin reacts the way she did, she's not reacting to Kelsey leaving. She's reacting to Kelsey choosing work. Therefore, if you're Indiana, you should actually like this. 3-on-3 is brutal. Every possession forces quicker decisions, more spacing, and more shot creation. Mitchell's game fits that, and those reps can carry over when the WNBA season returns. And it gets even more interesting when you zoom out, because Mitchell isn't going alone. Multiple Fever players are also jumping into Unrivaled. That gives Mitchell familiar faces and built-in chemistry, but it also signals something bigger. Indiana's core is staying connected in the offseason. That's not what a split looks like. That's what a group looks like when they're trying to level up. Now, here's the part fans keep missing. Caitlin Clark is not joining Unrivaled. And that's where the story could have gone sideways, but it didn't, because Caitlin still supported Kelsey anyway. According to what's been said around this, Clark did not join after dealing with multiple injuries and playing in just 13 games in 2025. There was speculation she could join later, but for now, she's staying out of it. That context makes her comment louder. If Caitlin isn't playing, she gains nothing by hyping Unrivaled for herself. She's not promoting her own highlights. She's backing her teammate, period. But this is the WNBA, and nothing stays simple for long. While Unrivaled is being sold as a big opportunity, there's also a growing debate around the players' union and potential conflicts of interest, because some leaders connected to the Players Association are also connected to Unrivaled's leadership. Some people see that and worry about negotiations, priorities, and optics. That doesn't prove wrongdoing, but it explains why fans are jumpy and why one cryptic caption can feel like a warning siren. There was even talk tied to allegations about a private conversation involving Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and union leadership, with claims about how much value certain stars bring and what they should be grateful for. Whether you believe it or not, it shows you the temperature of the room. Everything gets interpreted as politics. So Kelsey posts, eyes open, mouth closed, and people assume it's a Fever breakup. But Caitlin's reaction pulls it back to what it actually is. Basketball. It's work, it's reps, it's the off-season grind. Because if Kelsey was truly leaving Indiana, Caitlin's comment would read different. It would feel careful. It would feel like the end of something. Instead, it felt like the start of something. It felt like, go get better, because we're coming back next season with a point to prove. So here's the takeaway. Kelsey Mitchell joining a new team isn't the Fever falling apart. It's the Fever building tools. And Caitlin Clark's real reaction wasn't panic. It was confidence. Now the question is simple. Does Unrivaled make the Fever stronger? Or does the off-season drama become a distraction? If you're still watching, comment Kels to Hive, so I know you made it to the end.
I saw the news that the WNBA players had authorized a strike when necessary. So just to get you guys up to speed there, 93% of the players participated in the vote. So 93% of players in the WNBA. And how many is that? Could we do the math? I believe that there's 166 WNBA players times 0.93. Is that right? So 154 players voted and 3 players. So only 3 players voted no to the authorization of a strike, which means the rest of the players said, if things start getting crazy, go ahead, you guys. You guys can call a strike and we'll just see where things go.
That's not a random poll. That's the WNBA Players Association vote to authorize a strike.
They call me Logo Reese. Dang it. It's okay. I still go hard in the paint. Wide open, lady. Rebound. Y'all gonna pay us like y'all owe us. Y'all owe me 50 million. Oh, shit. 40. Rebound. I take 10 million. Thanks. I want that Kyrie money because I got Kyrie handles. The fuck? She hollow. I heard y'all talking about going on strike if y'all don't get more money. I mean, yeah, if they don't pay us, we sitting. What was the WNBA profit last year? 0? Exactly. Come on, girl. He ain't worth it. But that has nothing to do with it. How dare you? Hey, chill. Hey. It's just rude. Y'all only play 40 games. Grow up. Come here. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. I'm gonna call the league on you. What's up, Karen? I mean, Caitlin? You do know that if we were to sit out, you won't be reffing any games, so you'll be basically unemployed. I don't give a fuck. You feel good about yourself? Hey, I tell you what, you're the only one that could demand higher pay. But we want equal pay. But do I got equal profit? I'm gonna get you fired.
Meaning the players just gave themselves permission to shut the league down if negotiations collapse. No games, no playoffs, no momentum, just silence. 98% is also the kind of number that makes you think the league is united. But here's the part nobody can stop staring at. 3 players voted no. 3.
That's why this year's CBA is so very important. But I do wonder, with these 3 players that voted against the strike, if I were to guess, I would say that these 3 players were probably players who aren't big time players. Because if a strike or a lockout happens, it's going to hurt those middle tier and lower tier players more than it's going to hurt any of the stars. And any of the players who already have deals to play in Unrivaled, already have deals to play in Project B.
And it's not just the no votes. Some players reportedly didn't vote at all. That matters, because when you're about to threaten a shutdown, every missing vote is a crack in the wall. So now the internet is asking the question that changes everything. Was Caitlin Clark one of them? I can't confirm who voted what. The vote is private. But the reason people think it could be her is the real story.
And it looked like Caitlin Clark is in some serious hot water with WNBA players over this alleged not voting for this strike. Now, we've been thoroughly tracking this whole situation with WNBA owners and the CBA negotiation. News has been coming out every single day for the last 72 hours depicting a strike and a lockout is coming near the future. Now, they had 48 hours still to come up with a decision. I believe today could be the day where we find out what ultimately is going to happen, but there was growing concerns about Caitlin Clark being the person that held out on the lockout.
Because while the league is talking about pulling the plug, Caitlin Clark is basically the only person on record saying, maybe we should not kill the season. Rewind to Team USA camp. Caitlin gets asked about what players want, and she says it plain. Yes, we need to fight for things we want, but ultimately we need to compromise. We need to compromise, and we need to play basketball. Compromise. Play basketball. Now, smash cut to the strike vote.
And many people believe one of the 3 players that said no was Caitlin Clark, due to what Caitlin Clark said when she got interviewed at Team USA camp, where she said, yes, we need to fight for things we want, but ultimately, we need to compromise. We need to compromise, and we need to play basketball. That is what Caitlin Clark said. We need to play in some damn games, and we need the 2026 WNBA season to happen. That is what the fans want. That is what the people want. And that is how we make the money. We need to be playing basketball.
98% say we're ready to stop playing. Now let's be clear. Strike authorization is not the same as a strike. Not yet. It's the button under the glass. And once you point at that button, you don't just scare owners, you scare fans. Here's the twist that makes this whole story feel unreal. While this labor fight is happening, Caitlin's name is still moving product in what should be the quietest part of the year. An $85 Caitlin Clark card box, sold out at Target. Mainstream sports guys debating whether to even open the box, because a sealed box might end up worth more. Think about that. A WNBA product being treated like an investment. And the way this was packaged wasn't normal either. The collection is loaded with Caitlin content. Tons of Clark cards, lifestyle shots, autographs, rare inserts. Basically, the superstar treatment you usually only see when a sport has a clear engine driving attention. During the off-season, So while players are threatening to cancel a season, the loudest mainstream buzz is still Caitlin Clark sold out again. And that's where the strike conversation gets uncomfortable, because it exposes a truth the league is scared of. Momentum is fragile, and right now the momentum has a face. Even players are saying the quiet part out loud. One player basically said, if you argue the WNBA would be where it is right now without Caitlin Clark, you're not paying attention. That's not a fan, that's a player. Now let's get specific, because the numbers are where this turns dangerous. According to the reporting around these talks, the league has floated major changes. Big salary jumps, max salaries potentially going from around $250,000 to over $1.3 million. Average salaries potentially from around $120,000 to over $500,000. Minimum salaries potentially from around $66,000 to over $250,000 in year one. That is a massive move. But the union wants more. A bigger cut of revenue, bigger shares, stronger guarantees. And now it turns into a street fight. Because the owner's side reportedly said the union's public characterization of the proposal is dishonest. Owners calling players dishonest. Players threatening a strike. While the league is finally trending. That's not business as usual. That's a pressure cooker. And when a league is in a pressure cooker, you get two kinds of people. You get people who want to blow the lid off. And you get people who quietly think if we blow the lid off right now, we might never get it back on. That second type is why everyone keeps circling Caitlin Clark. Not because anyone has proof she voted no, but because her public message is the opposite of a shutdown. Her message is compromise. Her message is play. And she understands leverage differently. Leverage isn't just votes. Leverage is attention. Leverage is who drives viewership. Leverage is who sells out products in December. Leverage is who keeps casual fans coming back. Because casual fans don't stick around during labor wars. They leave. And many never come back. That's not theory. That's history. Strikes in other leagues didn't just pause seasons. They broke habits. And the WNBA cannot afford to break the habit right now. It just got the habit. So here's the question no one wants to ask out loud. Does the union actually have more leverage than the owners? Because owners can wait. Many are billionaires. Many also own NBA teams. Many have funded this league through the years. Players can't wait the same way. This is their window. This is the first time the league has felt like it's about to go mainstream. Therefore, the strike threat is nuclear. But nuclear only works if the other side is terrified to lose what you're threatening. And the one thing the league cannot afford to lose is momentum. Now back to the 3 no votes. Even if Caitlin wasn't one of them, the reason people believe she could be is simple. She already said the thing everyone else refuses to say. Compromise. Play basketball. Keep the machine running. Because if the machine stops, the next TV deal doesn't get stronger. Sponsors don't increase spend. New fans don't deepen their loyalty. And the union could win a negotiation while losing the audience. The next big date being talked about is January 9th. Less than 3 weeks can decide the next 3 years. That date isn't just a calendar item, it's a test. A test of whether the WNBA values its future more than its pride. So here's what I'm watching. If the strike headline stays alive, fans hear uncertainty. If the owners keep calling the union dishonest, fans hear war. And if Caitlin stays silent, people keep projecting their own story onto her. Which means the tension is not going down, it's going up. One side is going to blink, and when they do, we'll find out who actually understood what was at stake. If you're still watching, drop Jan 9 in the comments.
And it looked like Caitlin Clark is in some serious hot water with WNBA players over this alleged not voting for this strike. Guys, for this one here, now we know Caitlin Clark is a big advocate for the WNBA. Sophie Cunningham just came on record that she's not doing the Project B. She has not done Unrivaled. She is a strong supporter of the WNBA as a whole. So we all know that.
They held an emergency Team USA meeting over Caitlin Clark. And the wild part is, it was not on the schedule. No big announcement, no cameras rolling up to catch a quote. just a closed-door moment inside camp that made everyone in that gym feel the pressure shift in real time. Because when you put Caitlyn in the driver's seat, the whole system bends. And when the system bends, someone always feels like they're being pushed out.
So we'll start with Caitlyn. Obviously, she suffered just a bevy of injuries in her sophomore season, played her last game on July 15th, even before All-Star Weekend. This was her first real 5-on-5 action since that injury with the fever, and it was a combination of like USA players going against USA players and then also USA players going against the scout team, which was just like players from small colleges all across North Carolina sort of helping out with that scout team practice. And, you know, she looked like Caitlyn, right? Like the step back three was there, the passes were there.
So what happened on day 3 that made staff step away from the court? And why did Paige Bueckers quietly refuse to accept a nice bench role? By the end of this, you'll understand why this was never about minutes. It was about identity. Day 3 was supposed to be routine. A light run, film review, a controlled segment where everything feels normal and safe. But that plan died the second the rotation sheet changed. It starts quietly. Caitlin Clark gets penciled in as the projected starter for the next controlled run. No press release, no hype. Just a clipboard move that tells every elite player in the room, this is the direction we're testing. And the second Caitlin steps onto the floor with the first unit, the gym changes temperature. The ball moves faster. The spacing widens. Decisions look sharper. Not because she's yelling, not because she's demanding the spotlight, but because she plays like the game is on a timer and everyone else is a second late. She calls the set, reads the defense before it forms, hits the open shooter before the help can arrive. And when the defense finally overreacts, she takes the shot that makes you feel helpless. That's the moment that makes people stop talking. The step back, the deep one, the logo range swish. No celebration, no stare down, just business. And you'd think a gym full of stars would clap for that. But the bench doesn't erupt, it tightens, because that one shot confirms something a lot of people weren't ready to accept. This offense can run through Caitlin Clark. And once that idea enters the room, you cannot put it back in the box. That's where the whisper phase starts. Not trash talk, attention. Quiet conversations between drills that sound like normal basketball talk, but aren't. Who closes games? Who adjusts? Who sacrifices? Because Team USA isn't just a roster. It's a hierarchy, it's politics, it's tradition. And Caitlin's style doesn't politely fit into tradition. It forces a choice. Then you see Paige. She's not loud about it. She's not putting on a show. She's standing near the sideline, arms folded, locked in, focused, still. The kind of body language that says, I see what's happening. And in a gym like this, nothing is small. Paige checks in during the next segment. But here's the detail that matters. She doesn't check in with the starters. It's subtle, but the message is loud. If Caitlin's taking the steering wheel with the first unit, where does that leave everyone else who expects to lead? Paige plays hard, efficient, professional. But something's off. The flow isn't the same. And that's not an insult. That's the point. Some players elevate a system by blending in. Caitlin elevates a system by warping it. And when the system warps, you either adapt or you feel exposed. After the drill, Paige heads straight to the bench. No extra shots, no extra reps, just stillness. That stillness is louder than a tantrum. Because it's not emotion, it's a decision being processed. And right after that, the coaching staff steps away. Not in front of everyone, not with a dramatic announcement, just away. And that's when it happens. An emergency meeting is called. Not with the players first, staff first. Assistants, coordinators, USA officials. And the topic isn't performance, it's fallout. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just playing well, she's reshaping the hierarchy. Inside that room, the concern isn't, is she good enough? The concern is, how do we manage elite talent when one player naturally bends the system around her? Because Caitlin doesn't demand touches, she creates outcomes. And outcomes rearrange power without asking for permission. This is the part that people get wrong online. They think it's ego, they think it's jealousy, but the real fight is identity. When you've been a star your whole life, your role is not just minutes. Your role is status. It's purpose. It's how you see yourself. So when the room starts treating Caitlyn like the engine, even if no one says it out loud, the air changes. And that's why Paige's refusal matters. Not because she's storming out. The word quit never gets said out loud. But the possibility of stepping away from a role that doesn't fit hangs in the air. Because nobody with Paige's talent wants to be a symbol. They want to be a weapon. Now here's what makes Caitlyn different in this moment. She doesn't react. She keeps shooting. Same rhythm, same calm face. She doesn't look around to see who's watching. Because to her, it's not personal. It's basketball. And publicly, that's exactly how she talks about it. She said she's experienced both sides of USA basketball, making teams and being cut from teams, and that wearing USA across your chest is the biggest honor you can have. That kind of mindset is dangerous in a room full of emotion, because it's not fueled by revenge. It's fueled by work. Then the coaches return. Practice resumes. But the mood has shifted. Every possession feels like a test. Every pass feels evaluated. And Caitlyn leads another run. The offense flows. Cuts are sharper. Shots come easier. It's undeniable. Paige watches, not resentful, aware, because this is the crossroads every elite team faces. Who adapts and how? And here comes the climax. Players feel the delay. They know something happened. Paige finally stands and speaks with a coach. Low voice, calm tone. No cameras close enough to hear it. But the body language says enough. This isn't anger, it's clarity. She doesn't want a reduced role. She doesn't want symbolism. She wants purpose. And that creates friction without a single shout. Not yelling, not threats. Just a line being drawn internally. After practice ends, something else happens that never happens. Players get dismissed early. Phones light up instantly. Messages fly. Speculation spreads. And inside the facility, the meeting continues longer. And by the end of the night, nothing is announced. No statements, no confirmations. But the emergency meeting happened. The rotations changed. And the tension is real. Because Team USA didn't just gain a starter. They triggered a reckoning. So the question now isn't whether Caitlyn Clark belongs. It's how everyone else chooses to respond. Because when one player elevates the room this fast, someone always feels the ground move. If you're still watching, comment emergency meeting.